And this is Trinidad and Tobago. This is where we are blessed to exist, in a space where there were, and I hope there still are to a certain extent, of course. Yeah, I could think about some young Calypsonians as well, who bring us that truth. Who bring us that truth. And I also, I constantly try to explain to people the destruction of ourselves is what brings about our end. The destruction of ourselves. You don't study when things going to Armageddon going to come, and when the sky will be rent asunder, and though you don't have to study that. That's not up to me or you. But your everyday conduct, that's what you need to focus on. That is what literally brings about your destruction. That is what literally brings about the destruction of ourselves, the destruction of our families, and then the destruction of our society. The greed and the selfishness, the decisions to go beyond what God has outlined. You know, it's sad this morning to pick up the paper and read about, you know, somebody who once had a certain responsibility in the Children's Authority being accused, you know, of transgressing that bound. Indecent exposure to a child, a young boy too, as a man. Why do we continually violate the limits that God has set for us? The deception of evil is real. The deception of evil, of the whisperer, if you want to blame it on a one entity, the devil, whatever you want to characterize it as. And allows brave, you feel eating, allows sing about it in that important song, Signs of the End of Times. God gives us companionship. And instead of that companionship, we want to choose otherwise. We want to abuse our free will to do otherwise. That is shameful. That takes us into acts that are it is sad, and imagine how sad it would have been for that mother to be informed by her son, you know, that this person who was entrusted to speak to me, to try to guide me, doing something like that, allegedly. So many people violate their trust. So many people violate their trust. You have a trust to take care of a child, as a family member, as an adult, as a counselor, as something else, and you violate that trust. Because you allow yourself to be taken to a evil place where what pleasure you could really get. And man, yes, man is a creature that is weak and prone to sin, and but you have to really control yourself. You have to really control yourself. And a set of human beings, a set of adults running about this society nowadays, and they want to control and they want to feel powerful, and they want to control their husband, they want to control their man, they want to control their wife, they want to... But control yourself. Control your mouth. So many of us, we take no responsibility for our mouth. We take no responsibility for what comes out. We don't think. You have to take responsibility for what you allow to get into your mind. What getting into your mind, brother? That you could think to switch the video and show a young man, I think 13 years of age, your private. What really could in your mind? What is there to gain? Where are we going with that? But we don't call right and we don't call wrong again in this society, you know. We have adopted the ways of the West, or whatever you call it, to our detriment and our destruction. We're not living with values. We're not living with principles. Fight your fight. If you have some evil in you, as we do as human beings, some kind of evil inclination. I just fight the little evil in my mind every day. Every day I just feel to slap some people sometimes. Excuse me. I don't know if it's really evil, because it's nonsense. I just want to lick down. But you have to contain yourself. You have to control it. You have to fight that inner fight. It isn't correct to violate somebody else and their physical being or their space in that way. So you have to control yourself. Stop trying to control others. Control yourself. That's the greatest power you could display as a human being. Least you bring about your destruction and your embarrassment and your shame. And then we have in the society certain sectors that have moved away from shame. You've moved away from shame. Traditionally in this society, people who violate the bounds of God usually hide. They usually do it with some type of shame. And that is positive. That is becoming of ability to recognize it is at least wrong, and an opening door towards forgiveness and change. But when the evil promotes, just do what you want. Pride. Not pride in kindness, not pride in decency, not pride in morality and helping and charity. Not pride in that, you know. But pride in what? Pride in that which we should not be proud of. Pride in weakness. Pride in violating. You do not have to transgress whatever bounds are set. And if you do, as a human being, with weakness, then do so with shame and constantly go to yourself and to your Lord and check yourself and ask for forgiveness. So I always say, you know, when we speak about this end of times, if we look through all of the scripture and all of the books, all of the guidance we have gotten that underpins our lives, we would see that God destroys people the end of their times come when they violate. When they violate in one way or the next. So we'll take the break and we'll be back. Y'all know the numbers. Y'all know the station. Y'all know IWER TV on YouTube. Also on the website as well. Let us feed ourselves with something good on our morning. Right? Voices of the Street. Love, blessings to everyone. We'll be back just after the break.
5 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God."
Celebrate Christmas in July at Furniture Plus. Shop kitchen cabinets from $5.59, bed frames from $8.99, appliances from $11.99, plus free gifts and free delivery with select purchases. Come shop the best deals at Furniture Plus.
We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. Play way fast cash, that is the fit. We rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. No extra spend, just vibes and luck. Play way and fast cash turn up. We rollin', yes we rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. Mega mix or monster big. Jackpot from 10,000 quid.
Jackpot starting at $10,000 have now been added to NLCB's Playway and Fast Cash games. Wager on Playway Mega Mix or Fast Cash Monster Draw for a chance to win the jackpot after every draw. Don't miss out. Visit NLCBgames.com for details. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Bring the whole family. It's Family Day at the Lijasu Omawale Emancipation Village. Sunday, 27 July from 11 a.m. Come and share lunch with us. Enjoy authentic African dishes and your favorite local cuisines in a village full of culture, color, and community. Then at 3:30 p.m., the youth takes center stage with the explosive sounds of the Youth Steel Explosion. And as the sun sets, wind down to the smooth jazz and close the night with the rich melodic sounds of the steel pan bands under the stars. It's Family Day, where joy, culture, and rhythm meet. Lejasu Omawale Village, Sunday, 27 July from 11 a.m. Be there.
This isn't just a bottle, it's a moment. Coca-Cola is asking you to come out on August 2nd at Shops at West City Canaan, 12 to 5 p.m. and customize your Coke. Can't find your name in stores? We'll print it. More info on Instagram and Facebook at Caribbean Bottlers TT. Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes, free entry, and an all-star all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
To the spice of the summer, let's go. I'm for so wherever we go. Just pack yourself flavor, nah. For the summer, can't tame us, nah. Just the crunch, come live it up.
Hey, it's Java, it's summertime. KFC makes it all come alive. Big limestone into big appetite. Hit the beach with KFC, yeah.
To the spice of the summer, let's go. Let's go.
Cheesy crunch for the summer, yeah. KFC, it's finger licking good.
When your corporate event needs more than just food, it needs an experience, a Michelin experience. From mouth-watering buffet spreads to beautiful packed takeaway boxes, the Michelin Experience Limited delivers more than just wheels. We deliver flavor. We deliver satisfaction. We deliver excellence.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe, ready to drink. It just hits different.
And the playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe, ready to drink. On the road, we on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your boo. Hits different, it's different. Vanilla latte mocha. It's different. Nescafe, the party never over.
Nescafe, ready to drink.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Here my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A.N.R. Robinson International Airport At O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Can't find your name on the bottle? No stress. Coca-Cola wants you to stop by Shops at West City Canaan on August 2nd, 12 to 5 p.m. and get yours custom made. Share a smile, share a Coke. Find out more on our Instagram and Facebook at Caribbean Bottlers TT.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again to Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody out and about working. Today's a Thursday, Friday. Tomorrow's a holiday, right? If I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I lose track, right? But of course we have emancipation ahead of us. I don't even know if this print is African, so to speak. But there's so much that culturally is gained from the major continents and people who have advanced themselves in civilization way before others, right? While certain civilizations were thriving close to the equator in a warm climate where there were great empires, other people were still, catching up in the coal and caves. And so much has been appropriated, so much has been taken, so much has been learnt from, these civilizations. And of course, we might have realized that some of the biggest brands, if you want to call it, their prints in terms of their textiles and their prints and the patterns and stuff are appropriated from Africa. So we'll take the calls as well. Morning, brother. Strength.
Yeah, morning, brother Fuad.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Brother Fuad, listen, in the years gone, I used to go in the emancipation thing and sing. But it's about 2 or 3 years now, they don't have no performance, and that's real bad. The real men just want to showcase their little talent, especially little black conscious knowledge and things. And I was wondering if the committee and them doing that, because I used to lecture upstairs in the hall, in the place up there. It used to have plenty people from Africa coming, and we used to share ideas from the Caribbean here with them. A lot of them I do that for years gone, and now when I go now, it had no lecture upstairs, and it had no saying, and that is bad. There's only some African leaders with little stick and thing walking. And we have plenty ideas in the Caribbean here where we can share with them. So I'm wondering if they're having it this year. I have a special song I want to sing for them. Let me get a quick 2 verse. Free eye, free eye, free eye, from them dirty lie. No matter what them try, that feeling I and I. With the Monday, with open eyes, and still can't see them dirty lies. With open eyes, and still can't see them dirty lies. What they've done to we, some rather not be free. With cell phone and TV, have eyes and still can't see. Criminals and poor in every show. And still don't know why the youths are going so. Banks overflow and still want more. More and more and more and more. More and more and more and more. Banks overflow and still want more. And more and more. Them who had things so. I want to do that. I want to see you tomorrow, brother Kurat.
Yeah, man.
After they will take a day off and come. But I don't know if they're having any performance and any lecture thing. The committee, them, you as a man, you know, have a little recognition. You must help seek for them things now because there's plenty of artists, you know. But way back when, I don't know why over a few years they stopped that, and that's terribly bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, no problem. So they do have performances throughout the entire village, not just on Emancipation Day in particular, and conscious music as well. You know, I listened to a tremendous calypso from a young woman. I'm not even sure her name, but you know, and she was singing about Africa. Real nice. I think she has a tremendous voice as well. I didn't catch her name, but I didn't need to because I'm sure I'm going to hear about her and from her in the future. She is that talented. Her delivery was, you know, exceptional. Usually when I sit down to listen to performers, you have to be good for it to stand out to me, right? Your content, your lyrical content standing out, man, right? So thank you very much. And I mean, I'll see if other people can get the opportunity to come in, but you'd have to contact the Emancipation Support Committee. Morning caller, welcome. Morning, welcome. All right, I'm not sure what happened to that call. So I don't want to dwell on the headline, you know, that's the headline, front page of the papers, you know, sensationalism sells, and obviously someone having the past capacity as being a chairman of the children's entity. We have the call again, right? Good morning.
Good morning, folks.
Yeah, morning. Welcome.
Yes. I want to say welcome to my African people, emancipation in the Amharic language, Ethiopian language.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you, and same to you.
I want us to have a wonderful emancipation. But you know, I have a problem on another radio station with a particular commentator who seemed to have a problem with African people wearing their cultural clothes. You know, as though this is something into him, you know, that he hate or something, always making negative response where African people are concerned. Let me tell you something. I'm African, I am conscious of myself. I get rid of the slave master name. All my children carry the African ancestral name, and they are passing that on to their my grandchildren, their children, which I am proud of.
Blessings, man. I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you.
Yes, I do. And I know their children will pass it on because it's a issue that they have learned the truth about themselves. And I want to say something. In this world, we are the first people in this world. The black woman is the first woman. You can say what you want. That is history, proven history. And the site is there. And I want to say something. We have to understand that we mustn't fall into the trap and negative saying where our people are concerned, because if people who fall into this trap continue to say negative things about our people, Negative just followed negative. You understand? When you say negative, say positive thing and don't get trapped. Educate yourself. There's information outside out there. There's our history never started with slavery. You know. We are thousands of years before slavery. We teach the same people who have enslaved us. We taught them what they know up to today. And they are in fear of us coming together. That is why they make sure to keep us separated, you understand? Because they know the power that we have. They know we taught all of them. When they was in the cave, in the ice, we went out and take them out, you know, and educate them, you understand? They know that, but they want to keep us away from it. And our people have to understand that. I hear they say Emancipation Support Committee don't do nothing. How many of them take their children, our people take their children for African History Month and put them in front of the to see and to hear the schools and they, you understand, that are bringing the history of Africa. There's a competition that goes on every year. You understand? How many of them do it? You have to do it and don't follow it, negative thing. Don't let that follow you. We are powerful people. There are no other group in this country, in this world, that put on their cultural clothes. And when they put it on and they walk, you see kings and queens. What's we walk different. We walk as who we are, who we are. Kings and queens, you understand? So don't fall trapped to that. And what I do, there's a place on Travis Road. For years, he have been bringing in authentic African clothes. My African authentic clothes, it costs money. I bought it from there, hand over. You understand? Before into the trap of the Syrian and the 1% who bring in printed stuff from other countries. Walk like kings and queens. Walk like who we are. Our people have to understand that we were the first people on this planet Earth. You understand? They know that. We teach them. You know, go all over Europe. Go call Cambodia and all these places. You will see us. You will see statues. You understand? Of the gods. They worship us as gods. Look at it here. You see, our people are so intelligent that the cornrow, they put the cornrow, the thick lip and the broad nose and thick lip on the cornrow. So you can't say the Africans weren't here. You understand? This is African history. This is the time we have to come together. Forget the negative. Put that aside, but they want us to concentrate on that so we can't go forward. The richest continent in the world, you understand, they tell us it's the poorest. But you know what's happening now? African Americans are leaving America and going in Kenya, in Ghana.
Yeah, I think your call ended there for one reason or the next, but you have given us so much in that short period of time in terms of value, right? Thank you very, very much. And I'll take the call and then I'll just add to what you were saying. Good morning, Prezi.
Good morning, Imam Fuad Abubakar. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, God. Existent to God, truth. I hear you excerpt this morning, the piece I think you take out from the newspaper. In the bush, the very newspaper and all them things to start rather depend on the real conscious things of the mind that come into and I may talk on that. But at this moment, I will talk on that because we as a human being, especially we as African people, I just see it every day as my 60 change in life. I just ask myself some questions why the human being have to be so evil to one another, irrelevant to one another. Why is the questions that has come up? They don't know themselves. We just don't know ourselves, you know. And then as African people, we're being scared into a slavery condition that what the hierarchies of war and invasion set we follow. That is what's going on. And we as African people are not reversing that and recognize the power of communication. The power of refining ourselves from the mind philosophically, psychologically, and sociologically to be able to understand self and nature. Use that last word. Nature is what teaches. If we follow nature, we live better because that is what is teaching the human existence. nature is God. We may say God, we could say Allah, we could say once we actually the truth, what is truth? Truth teaches the existence is truth. Nothing else teaches of that. And until we could find that, we will imagine man for a woman, a woman for a man. It have a place to put the man thing. It have a place to absorb the man thing. Why is it that human mind has to go absorb to absorb and push to push? Why? Is it not because he ignorant of truth, lacking of the reality of nature, because nature didn't give him that stupid ideology, but himself give himself that. And would tell me that evil can go, but if your mind is you, the personal individual, with carrying an ignorant ideology of life itself, nature teaches, you could call whatever God name, attribute that God name you have to truth, to nature. Nature is truth. Every grass, every stone identifies itself from the consciousness of the Creator that created the thing to be that. So wait till you live in to keep an evil at the land, and I say African people rise out of that because where it came from, you know, because you are in slavery, you are in a subservient situation, and must come on from the dotation. He will dominate the world with richness, and it would not be beneficial for the world. But why are we doing these things?
Yeah, you make the point excellently, Prezi. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago too.
Yeah, man. The lines are busy, so I just want to make sure and give everybody the opportunity. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to have some problems with the internet. Here what's happening. Evaluation is very critical. And more so evaluation with respect to your
we just getting a little feedback, Mr. West. If you could just turn off whatever.
Yeah.
We holding for you.
Yeah, that's better.
A little better. Still hearing a little echo. I don't know why.
All right. Well, I'll try another. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try another line. Call back.
All right. Thank you very much. So 342-0081-4665-391. Good morning, caller.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, alaikum salam.
While we are in this period of commemorating the African people, we are focusing on the negative and the ills and the emotional side of it, where we went through a period of a dark time. And we are failing to understand that that nation has a lot of accomplishments. And we're not focusing on the things that we are supposed to be focusing to motivate and to create an avenue that will help us now to grow as a people and will be spoken of in the future as the bright light that has moved from that darkness into this brightness now, and will be the exemplars now that we will look at now as the people to go to for anything in the future. So we need to move away from that line of it and truly emancipate ourselves, our minds and our thoughts. And if it's not only about finances, about how we move as human beings and how we integrate with each other and move forward, then we will not be recognized, and people will not see us as a force to reckon with either, as human beings that created that harmony and unity that is so easy. You have a good day, man. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you very much. So what we do during this period of emancipation, yes, it is emancipation from chattel slavery, the most heinous period in history for humanity. while we do celebrate coming out of that, and we do highlight the understanding of how terrible that was, we also showcase our rich history otherwise, our rich cultural history, our rich moral substance as well, our ability to rise above those circumstances within our diaspora, but also our interconnection and our connection to Africa and all that Africa holds in terms of its, not just ability, but in terms of its richness, present richness. So, yeah, I understand the point, because we must inspire, but what we also do is we teach the realities of the time gone to ensure that it is not perpetuated and continued in the present. And what we find is much of the past is perpetuated, is continued in different forms in the present. So it is important for us to teach as well. But thank you very much, my brother. Morning, caller, welcome.
Morning.
Morning.
As Prezi gone there, I just want to sing this. Bring down the power of love, I say. Bring down the power of love, I say. Bring down the power. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Endless power there. And we are blessed. You see how blessed we are? You see how blessed 91.9 FM is to have that power this morning. Thank you very much, Mom. Welcome, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Abwaka.
Yeah, man. Loud and clear now. This doing justice to your contribution.
All right, that internet problem.
Yeah.
Listen what's happening. I spoke about the question of evaluation and self-evaluation in terms of how it enhances our development, right? And help us to move from one level to the other. We have to do evaluation. We must look at the positive. We must look at the negative, see where we go wrong, what is not working for us, and come up with ways and means of dealing with the shortfalls. That is life. If you don't do and you can't show the negative or the thing aside, you can't cast, you have to deal with that. Deal with it, but deal with it in a positive way. And that is what we as a people, as African people, have to do, right? If we want to move along. And I don't want to say too much about emancipation. Enough has been said about emancipation and its, whatever it is with respect to it not fulfilling what probably people's expectations. But I'm saying that I just want to I'm not demanding anything. I'm just suggesting that nobody bound to take it on. They don't have to listen to it. They don't have to put it into effect or action on it. I am saying I would like to see next week, probably next year as a first step. That week of celebration that you have in the savannah, probably you could get people from the university, the history department and whatnot, those who lecture in African history, Asian history, or whatever it is, to go into those, you have community centers there. And during the week, they can do one or two lectures there to the people. So you go into Laventille, you go into Digo Martin, Bagatelle, and Covin Road. All these places there, you go and you put lectures there. You have a one day and whatnot, and people come there and they listen. So that might help to educate the people as a start. I don't know your resources. I don't human and financial resources and whatnot. But the fact is that you have to get into those communities. Otherwise, just the savannah out there, go into those communities. I suggest that. I'm not demanding that. Thank you, Mr. Abubakar, as a first step.
Yeah, thank you very much. Always an important contribution as well. Even in terms of what I do on this radio station as well, my greatest concern, and it needs to be met with efforts to ameliorate that concern. My greatest concern is that the people who are most in need of hearing and understanding what we contribute together on a morning may not be listening. That's my greatest concern. So when you say, Mr. West, that And with all things, you have always advanced that position that we should go into the communities and really bring it to the individuals who can benefit from whatever knowledge and whatever guidance. I am with you 100%. You know, I have contemplated different ideas in terms of promotion to try to bring people to consciousness, right? There are endless distractions in this society. It is the way that they keep people overstimulated, over-entertained, and under-educated. Understand the trick here? To keep you over-entertained, and under-educated. There is no end. It have about how much frequencies in Trinidad and Tobago, and my voice ain't nowhere comparable to the catchy music and whatever that is being played this morning, right? Then they have some tremendous truth benders, right? The words, the ability to put forward lies is exceptional. But morally devoid of substance. Just rubbish. And they captivate certain individuals as well. They captivate a certain sector of our society, and therefore there is no growth. And where there is no growth, in place of that growth is decay. And we have seen that decay, that moral and spiritual decay in our society. So your point is extremely valid. But for us who have a certain level of consciousness, let us go out. Let us take in what is there. Let us not dwell too much on the shortcomings of what we believe should be presented around this time, but let us participate in what exists. Right? Let us take in what exists, and of course forge a way forward. Let us put aside our frustration as well, because there is a level of frustration with the lack of translation of these theories and concepts of emancipation into the actual emancipation of our people. I remember Prime Minister past speaking at Emancipation Day celebrations and talking about the place and the condition of the Afro-Trinbagonian. As a Afro-Trinbagonian, and then doing absolutely nothing, making absolutely no meaningful intervention to uplift the Afro-Trinbagonian. And I'm saying that every leader in society is judged by the way that they treat the lesser among them. Not lesser in the sense that we are lesser human beings, but lesser in the sense of those people who are most vulnerable. The great leader we always quote from individuals who have made substantial contributions to the world. And Mahatma Gandhi would have advanced that statement as well. That the measure of a society is the way that they treat with the most vulnerable among them. And the way that we treat with the most vulnerable among us, our children, our women, our poor, our sick, is a measure of the standard of our civilization. So just think about it. Just think about how we deal with these vulnerable people in our society. We have a situation where the Afro-Trinbagonian in all of his tremendous capacity, because there are some of us who have elevated to very high standards, who are able, who have been educated, who are professionals, who are entrepreneurs to a lesser extent, etc. But we identify that there is an issue. Now, the measure of this society is the way that they ameliorate, the way that we fix that imbalance in our society. Not to kill it, not to kill the youth, not to blame it, but to find solid steps to uplift, to economically share, to economically share. I expect, and I will go beyond expecter, I expect the Afro-Trinbagonian, not the bourgeoisie per se, the small bourgeoisie who is akin and next to the house master, the plantation master, right? I expect the Afro-Trinbagonian masses, the working classes, the entrepreneurs, the young, the businessmen, those who seek employment. I expect those individuals in this society to be uplifted. I expect that opportunities will be afforded with consideration to their position. I expect that a level of understanding translated into policy is going to be delivered for that group. And we have some members of government, some leaders in there who are Afro-Trinbagonian, who have to, whose responsibility it is to ensure that those expectations are met, because that is the measure. So we approach Emancipation Day and we welcome everyone. We welcome our East Indian brothers to celebrate with us, right? We welcome them. But we want that level of understanding between us. We want that unity as we move forward. We want, as the calypso I played before, we want that understanding that this is the way that it was meant to be. Man's supposed to live in harmony. It is not so much that one group is superior to another. Superiority is not what we chase as a people. In any event, you don't get to determine if you're superior to somebody else. You tell yourself that. But the only real person who or entity that can distinguish or judge is the Almighty Creator. And He don't judge based on what you have. He don't judge based on that. He don't judge based on how you look. That you're lighter skin so you are better than someone else. Nah. All of these concepts are what we are to free ourselves from. I seen my good friend, East Indian attorney, not even East Indian, Trinbagonian attorney, his ancestors from India, Colin. what difference is there between us? Except in terms of our civilization, in terms of how we deal with each other. And that is where we have excelled as a people. This is where you could distinguish yourself. Except that we have distinguished ourselves as a people. We are warm. We are loving. We're the least racial, if you want to call it that. If you travel through Africa, you will find receptions that will blow your mind. As I told a friend of mine, you're traveling through Africa and people who have less materially than you by far, but their focus isn't on that so much, and they want to give you. They're not looking that you may have more to get from you, but they want just out of culture and custom and love, they want to give you. I am attracted to the civilization and the culture of Islam because of the high standards that are set. And I have grown up on stories of a man having travelers come to him and they pet a horse outside. And the guy says he really loves the horse. It's such a beautiful horse. And then in the evening time, because there is nothing else to eat, the homeowner, has to kill his horse. People eat horse meat, if you all don't know. Not so much in Trinidad, but in other places, right? And he serves this horse meat to the guest because he doesn't have anything, and he had to feed his guest. And that is a custom and a tradition. That is superiority of culture, of civilized behavior. So the next day, the guy is asking, well, where the horse? It's such a nice thing, whatever. Horse, course, we eat the horse last night. Or part thereof. We fight. I say we. When you go out to eat with someone from that level of culture, you fight to pay. Sometimes you're not in a quarreling way, but just this is culturally how it is. Because they want to pay, you want to pay, someone else want to pay, because everybody want to, and it's not that they may be exceedingly rich, or want to show off, The opposite in Trinidad, boy. When it's time to pay, some people diving out. Some people who have money, well, them is the tightest tight. You swear they broke, because there's the tightest thing ever. You have rich people in terms of material and money, That is all they're rich in. Poor in spirit. And they want to pay you the least. They have no respect for your labor. They have no respect. No understanding that you need to live too. Now, if you have missed that beginner's class in the school of life, where you are taught other people have to live too, then what were you doing? Your existence is now detrimental to everybody else in society because you miss ABC. You have missed the ABC of life. So let us understand where we come from and who we are. We are so rich in spirit that we always have to give in terms of our ability to sing, to entertain, to do other things. We are so rich. Our voices, if all you don't know, our voices, there's something with our voices and our ability. We are blessed with physical capacity as well. We are blessed with physical capacity. And of course, like others as well, we have the ability intellectually. Our minds work resoundingly well. We are inventors, we are creators. But people divide and they categorize and they destroy your mental, your thoughts about yourself. And they preach too much in the society. There's this preaching about supremacy, about who is better than who. When that's the wrong rubric. That is the wrong measure. This is how it was meant to be, as Shigalo says. Man's supposed to live in harmony. But because of selfish ways, man creating ways to shorten his days. You see people dominate the world. I know I don't talk much about geopolitics as well, but some of us understand the geopolitical situations in the world. The current state. And it's not the current state. It has been for quite some time. And some of us would have looked on America. The government has given Chevron their license to import, to operate in Venezuela and operate with PDVSA, right? So they allow their American company to operate now because they had a little period of a stop and gain from Venezuela and transact their business. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know what's going on with us. They could allow themselves, but we have to beg, we have to ask, we have to do business with our neighbor. And this is the world that we live in. It does not mean that it is right, because certainly it is not right. But we as a people, we shouldn't pattern ourselves. We should hold ourselves to a better standard. We should not practice what they are practicing. So where we see domination, advantage, exploitation taking place in the world on a global perspective, where one set of people want to hold an advantage over the next. One set of people say, we could have nuclear weapons, but you can't. And we must stay more powerful than you to take advantage of you. We see that behavior, but we shouldn't accept it and then practice it in a different way among ourselves. We should reject it. We should reject it. And we should be happy that there are a couple people and a couple places within the world who have been able to build themselves in a way that they have strength to say no. You know, I was heartened by some statements by the president of Russia. And we must educate ourselves. The world is a huge place. The president of Russia, they give him a timeline, right? They give him, well, Trump, who thinks that he runs the world, right? put in a timeline of, I think, 12 days for whatever. And Putin, in his capacity as a leader of a tremendous country and a people who pride themselves on independence and the ability to determine their own futures and perspectives, say that clock don't apply to us. We have a different clock, you know. That clock is your clock. And you will not find that we will capitulate and bow because you give us a time frame. It is sad. It is sad that that is the direction that our world is. But too many times we take example of those negatives in the world and we continue it in perspective of our own society. And our leaders must lift themselves to a higher level of consciousness. Our leaders must serve. Our leaders must understand that let us ensure that everybody is good and then we eat. Now don't misconstrue that, you know, in a Trinidadian capacity, or they might think something different. So let me say it again. The master is the one who serves. Ensure that all of your members of your society are good. That's the aim. That would be my aim. Who under pressure? Where's the scene there? How we could fix this? How we could fix that? Make sure everybody good. What's going on with these people who most vulnerable? What's going on with the people in the hospital? What's going on with the people in the prisons? What's going on with the people in the ghetto, if you want to call it that? We reaching them, it reaching them. The love reaching them. We reaching them in a real way. Take some from here, fill up there. Everybody living. Everybody eat today. Everybody went to bed. Everybody's children went to bed tonight with a meal, with a stomach that full. Okay. Well, we could have a meal now. That is the standard. That is civilization. That is the philosophy which really ignites a strong society. When you put that level of love into your society, you will get less crime. When you put that level of love where you reach out to them children who falling through the cracks, where the orphanage is a beautiful, wonderful place, then you find children coming out, like there have been children who come out and able to achieve tremendous things. Where you ensure that if a family, if a mother is struggling, you give her that support. When you put our love into a woman and a child or whoever else, it's hard for crime and for evil and wickedness to come out. Two young men, as I close, two young men, they passed me as I was going into a soup place yesterday, right? They just saw along Tragrid Road. I'm sure, you know, what they're up to. You know, they're not presented in the best way. A little vest, a little thing. I know what they're up to, right? So they say Abu as they pass and they walking along, you know, so I hail them and stuff. And I'm ordering some soup, and they come into the soup shop afterwards. And they engage me in a conversation about, you know, they're looking for work. They've been here and there, and they've actually been here and there because of the explanations, I would know that they have been here and there. And I appreciate their efforts. So, you know, all they want some soup thing, all they want, or all they want, whatever. It is not that I have exceedingly or overflowing or whatever, but that love. Because what I put into them there is what they're going to put back out when they walk out on Tragrit Road after. I could give them prayers and talk, or just brush them off, or run them, or ignore them. But what you put in, what I put in there, in terms of some hope, some direction, and a gesture of love. I know when they go back out on Tragrit Road, that's what they will put back out. Let us put more love into the society. Let's reach out. Let us help those who have, help those who don't have. I appeal to you all this morning in the spirit of our rich culture of Afro-Trinbagonians. Blessings today and blessings on this, you know, auspicious celebration of emancipation. All right, so on behalf of the management and staff of 91.9 FM, you know, blessings on this emancipation celebration that is to come. Blessings to everyone from that diaspora and everyone in Trinidad and Tobago. All right, so take care. I'm not sure if we'll be here tomorrow, but we may be. All right, have a good day. Take care.
Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current